talk about it. Let's talk about the craziness and the foolishness that was displayed uh, by y'all's 40, 45, 47. Hey, happy life. Good to see you. Let, Nappy Child, thanks for you being here. Hey, viewers of you, Dr. Soapy, Melissa King, hello, hello, hello. Free thinker, you know I saw that mess. Yes, I did see that mess, free thinker. I'm gonna I'm gonna drop my link early. You guys know that I definitely have some commentary on it, but I don't want to forget to allow you guys to sound off if there's anything that you want to share about this foolishness that went on in the White House. Hey, Bush baby, I'm gonna pin my link right now. Feel free to come up. Who understands what this 119 billion represents? Because we keep hearing bullshit and lies. What does this 119 billion represent? Can I get a some participation from my
Hey, hello.
how you doing? Hey, happy life. How you doing?
Hey, I'm gonna be real quick. I don't have much to add, but I will say that Trump was hired to destroy chaos, war, and his friend Vance over there, they want to mess it up. So that's all I got on.
Well, thank you for coming up. I definitely agree. Okay, so you know, I thank Happy Life for being exactly on topic. I definitely agree with Happy Life and Nappy Child. That is exactly what the U.S. Has so far given uh, 45, 47. Unlike that 350 billion that he keeps lying about. So let's start from the beginning. We got to start from the beginning. We got to start from the beginning with our Black History presentation. Did you guys go shopping today? Did you guys do boycott doing any shopping unless it was with a Black owned business? Uh, I'm gonna share my screen and I'll look for your I'll look for your responses. This is I shared it for you guys last week since it's the last day, and we are doing this shopping boycott to withhold our Black dollars. The only thing that they care about us, it seems, in this country is our Black dollars. So I think that we need to be a little more savvy. So if you were successful in not spending your money today, unless it was with a black owned business, they are there is actually a larger schedule that you may want to participate. So you are always welcome to come back to this page to write it down. All of my links are in my description box. So history link. So let's see this schedule. The first three that came out with Rolling Black DEI initiatives were Walmart, Target, and who else is that? Walmart, Target, and da, 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 da. Who was the third one? Walmart, Target, and Amazon. Amazon is the largest one that makes buku money off of us. So let's not forget that Jeff Bezos, the owner of Amazon, is also owner of the Washington Post, who Okay, let's. Are we going to speak with our money? If you want a larger schedule to withhold your money in protest of the breaking down of Black history, the breaking down of opportunities for Black people to be seen anything other than a DEI hire, when we know that Black people have to work twice as hard to get half as far in any jobs that they have. The narrative have been set that if there's any Black person in anything other than what I guess 45, 47 deems a Black job. Joint Chief of Staff, a four-star general, has lost his job. So here's a broader schedule. And this lady right here, she's talking about today. We're going to see what happens today, but I want you to hear the schedule for the next person.
Times for a comment on this boycott, and I am still waiting to hear back. Now, next Friday, a week from today, I'm told that faith leaders will be planning a coordinated effort to protest against Target. And again,
That's today.
and that's happening next Friday. So we'll see what exactly that looks like and takes place. That's supposed to be happening nationwide.
I know we all want to protest Walmart, Amazon, and Target, and guess what? We can, but let's do it strategically. Everybody can't just stop going to Walmart for the rest of their life. Everybody doesn't live in an area where they can just completely not go to these stores. But I think that if we band together, if we create a plan, we can do just that. We can hit them where it hurt, because our history shows that they won't do nothing. They won't change nothing. They won't pass no laws unless we affect their money. So let's do just that. So February is clearly Black History Month. So we are not going to completely leave all of these major retailers, but what we are going to do is that when we go in there, we are only shopping Black. We are only shopping minority-owned products. So for the month of February, so that we do not hurt all of the Black businesses who've worked so hard to get there, we're going to support them in the month of February. When March hits, from March to April, we are going to stop shopping in Walmart collectively. All right. Target and Amazon will still be available for you to shop at, but we're going to hit Walmart all at once in the months of March and April. Okay. In May, in June, we will all stop going to Target. So that is 60 days, 2 months of us not shopping in Target. So that means you can still go back and shop in Target or shop at Amazon if you prefer to. All right. July and August. This is specific because I think in July, Amazon has one of their Prime days. We're going to hit them in July and August, which means all the sales you get for back to school at Walmart and those other stores you go to, you'll still be able to do it during the months of July and August, but we will Amazon. Come September, this 30 days, no Walmart. October, no Target. In November and December, we will not be shopping at Target, Amazon, or Walmart. Take that season to actually support Black-owned businesses, minority-owned businesses. Get on Etsy, even pre-shop in prior months if you feel like you have to. In Walmart. We have to be strategic in how we hit these places. If you feel like you cannot stop shopping at these places, we get it, okay? There's no beef. Still feel like you want to support Black-owned businesses throughout all 12 of these months because you don't want them to miss out on any money, that is fine. But if we want to come together and collectively see some change, we are going to have to band together. And the best way to do that is to segment it based on months so that they can feel it in their pockets. Enough is enough.
Okay. Thank you guys. Thank you, Church Mouse. I appreciate the super chat. A viewers of you said, nope, I boycotted today. Uh, hey, DC Kool-Aid, Grand Rising. Grand Rising. No, it's good evening. I forgot. I'm so used to saying Grand Rising. I apologize for that. Hey, Room Shaker. Welcome to the chat. Um, Wait, Happy Life up there? Yes, Happy Life was up here. Hey, viewers of you, what's going on with you?
Hey, can you hear me?
I can hear you fine.
Okay. I feel like when I come into your channel, I feel like I'm giving a confessional.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Well, let me hide behind the door, uh, and go ahead.
Yeah. Pull the curtain across. Okay, and light some incense.
Light some incense and some candles and shit. Go ahead.
Yeah. Right. I got banned from Walmart.
For what?
Okay. Woo-cha. Okay. Now it wasn't stealing, first of all. Let me go ahead and get that out there. I ain't steal shit. I got banned from Walmart. And y'all, I'm being serious. I don't say shit about myself like this. I'm being very serious. And I did it at the start of Black History Month. And I wasn't gonna tell anybody. And if I was, I would have done it on my own channel if this was some kind of ploy. I don't know if y'all know that Walmart has changed up how they do the cashiering thing. They're relying on the self-check thing. I
Self
don't.
checkout to not pay
Yes,
people. Yes,
yes.
I
You
hate
know where
all
I'm
that.
going.
Yeah.
Yes, you know where I'm going. And and especially now as an elder with arthritis, I don't have the goddamn time and strength to be, first of all, pushing the goddamn car, going through the thing, pushing the car. I got the hand sanitize the car, get into the store. I don't even go to Walmart on a regular basis. I go there once a month because I got family members. I didn't kill everybody in my family. They got to get Walmart shit. So I'm driving to go down to get them and up to get them to go to goddamn Walmart. Get into Walmart, got the hand sanitizer cart. If I can find one, get through the goddamn gate and shit, find the shit. It look like a goddamn warehouse and shit. Find everything. 3 people. I'm going for 3 different families and put everything, get it all separated and everything. And I'm doing my thing. It takes me about an hour and a half once a month. Mind you, I'm an elder and my arthritis is kicking in. They won't let me order it through the damn the Walmart app or anything because they fuck it up. I got to pick the right tomato. One wants this one. Anyway, I'm taking care of the family members that are left that allegedly that I didn't order. So then I get everything, got everything lined up in the cart and everything. And then I pay for everything. And then I just let them figure out whether they want to give me the money back or whatever. You know, old people, you can't, do for too much. And I'm not going to be calculating how much. That was my tomato. Yeah, bitch. So I get up to the thing. They've been doing this shit for a minute with these self-checkout things. So finally, this one Walmart that I get to in Maryland, they have all these things set up and they got it blocked off like we herding us in a goddamn like animal setup.
Yeah, they have all the products on one side. You got an aisle.
Yes,
You just clocked. You blocked in. If somebody
yes,
come in, shoot, you can't
yes.
get out. And they have all these crazy people coming in Walmart. Okay, go ahead.
And so then I finally, and it's like, oh, you got to stand and wait for somebody to tell you which aisle to go to, which couch.
Which
And now I'm looking to the
cashier,
side.
which register.
Yes. So y'all, and I'm about goddamn fucking pissed as hell. Okay, my bones is aching and shit. And this was when it had snowed. Now this was an emergency drive down there because I wanted to make sure everybody had everything that they needed and shit. They won't let me order it through the damn apps. Oh, so I get up to the thing, and then the lady tells me, and I'm thinking to myself, you know what? I know what I have everything lined up how I want it. So I want to go to the self-checkouts because I don't feel like telling the cashier this and that and pull different car. So let me do it. Since you won't have a goddamn worker that you didn't fire everybody, let me do this myself. So I already had an issue with that because she was looking at me how I was putting stuff on the thing and the ring and the thing. And they got that camera up. All you got to do is look up to the register. There's a goddamn ball hanging at your head, which is the goddamn camera to make sure you put all the products or whatever. I don't give a fuck. I guess people are skimming and scamming in the store. So I'm putting stuff, on one side. Then I might pick it up and then put it back because I need to know, which household it's going to. Because I got this whole thing coordinated. And then I bring my own bags into the store. Okay. Now that probably fucked them up. Well, I didn't sign up to be a goddamn Walmart cashier in my motherfucking elder age and shit. The fuck? Y'all put these goddamn self-check registering things in here. And then you gonna put a camera on me like I done stole somebody's goddamn last name. The fuck? So anyway, okay, I'm going to speed this up because I'm going to tell you right now, I can describe every goddamn moment that I felt that this whole thing was going to go down. I'm gonna speed up towards the end. Okay, so I done got the three families separated and everything. Got them in my bags and everything. I got more money than the fucking cashiers or whoever that was working to do the cameras. Nobody said I stole anything, mind you. But you know what? It's just the feeling that you're thinking that people think that you're stealing. So mind you, I'm putting everything all dedicated to whatever package. Then some motherfucking bitch behind in the end of the line where she next to come up there, she looking at me and said, "Oh, I wish some people would would hurry up with this." And I said, "Excuse me," in my mind, I said, "Did I hear somebody say that I'm going too slow in the self-checkout in the motherfucking Walmart that I didn't sign up for? And she a goddamn customer like me? They got 9 goddamn lines for the self-checkout. 3 are open and motherfucking 12 goddamn ones where they supposed to have motherfuckers standing there ringing the shit up. And this bitch who I don't fucking care about with looking like most of these motherfuckers on the goddamn YouTube look like she giving a whip out a goddamn motherfucking EBT card. Bitch, did she say something and aim it towards me? So bitch, I turned around and I said, "Excuse me, ma'am, are you speaking about me?" Yes. Yeah, I said that. And then when I didn't say it nice like I said it like now, and I said, "I know the fuck you're not talking to me." I said it probably like that. I don't even know how I said it, but the people behind her was like, they was sliding to the side. And so she said, "Yes, I did." I said, "Bitch." So then I read down what I just told you just now to her in the store while I was still bagging my shit up in the aisle and putting it in. Girl, the next thing I know, I saw people coming around. And they weren't coming around aggressively towards me. They were just coming around in case some shit went down. It was like, some shit get ready to break down. So I finished politely doing my thing. And the whole time I was doing it, I loudly announced, I flipped my goddamn camera on too. I loudly announced that I didn't appreciate how Walmart is doing us. I said, and then I did throw in the month of Black History Month, I'm going here and getting shit for people in my family. I broke the whole thing down. I fucking cussed everybody out, the cashier, the people that was in line that were looking like they was on that bitch behind. I cussed out everybody. And then I put my stuff in there, and then somebody gonna come up in there and say, "Oh, we got to check something now." And the lady bringing a little thing and waving and making sure all this, girl. And then I put my shit up in the car. I took that receipt and put it right in my bra. I was waiting to get down to the door. You know, when you get to the door, you got to show your receipt before you leave and shit, you know?
Right.
I said, the whole time my camera was on, I said, "I wish a bitch would ask me for my receipt when I walk out this door." By the time I got to the door, that lady on the door side, she was looking on the other side, like she was looking up in the air, waving her eyeballs like she just don't care. And I went to my car, and the whole time I was cussing. I felt like goddamn Rosa Parks or something. I don't even know I felt like invigorated. When I tell you people was looking at me, throwing high fives and shit. And then I went to the car and I said, "Oh, you know, they get you in the car in the parking lot and shit." So I put my stuff in the car. I even took the goddamn cart back and put it right in the right place and shoved it up in that little rail, got in the goddamn car and sat there for a minute, did a YouTube video. Y'all didn't see it because I didn't publicize it yet in case I go to court. And then I went in and proceeded to deliver the products that I went to get.
But I thought you said you got banned. Who
I'm
banned
ready
you?
to tell you, I called the manager. I called the manager of that store. I am under the watch list or something because I went back to the store with the same hat and coat on. And when I got in the store, I'm not paranoid, Miss Ronicky, but I know when certain situations are the same because I bought some of the stuff back because I was so mad. I was telling people about it. And they was like, "Well, I don't want that." So I went back to the store. And as soon as I got to the door, through the thing, they was like walking around and shit. So I went straight to the not the manager's office, the customer service thing. And so I've had conversations. I'm not going to tell you everything I had conversations about. So basically, I feel like I'm banned, especially if I come into that same coat and everything, that same location in Maryland. So they banned me. Fuck them.
Okay.
Basically.
Well, you should ban them anyway. So
Well, they banned it
if you can
anyway.
if
They
you can
banned
find a
it.
different if you can find a different place to shop, I know some people
Well,
don't
I
have
don't.
the option of
Yeah.
going to different places. So because they've taken over so many smaller stores, but maybe you can find a alternate
Well, I don't. First of all,
place.
Miss Ronique, I don't go there. I'm gonna find some other option. And so, Benz, what did that accomplish for you? it made me feel good because I wanted the people to know that was behind me. We're forced to go to these self checkout things, and if you don't like it, don't fucking go. I didn't go because that's the choice that I wanted to do. And why the fuck are you talking about what a takeover spirit? You can kiss my black ass, so beans, whoever the fuck you are. The fuck are you? Tell me
Hey,
some
so
buffoons and shit. So
hey,
beans,
so
kiss my
Vince.
black ass. Don't
Hey,
come over to
Vegas.
me.
Hey,
Mm-hmm.
Truth and Reason. Let me see.
Hey,
Hey,
truth or
who?
reason.
Somebody else came in. Regis. Hey, Regis. Vibrant Love. Thank you for being here. Okay,
This
so did you watch the press conference with Zelensky?
I did, and fuck so Benz. Yeah, I watched everything. I'm not talking about it right now. I just came on for this, and that's all. I'm not in the good spirit right now. Thank you, Miss
Oh man,
Ronnie Q.
thank
So
you for
Benz,
coming up.
fuck you till the end of time. Okay, fuck you till the end of time. Fucking take over spirit, bitch. I got my own goddamn channel. We supposed to be banding, motherfucker. Banded it
They
anyway.
supposed to be banded it. Regina said Walmart is banded it in my book. There are parts of the blackout list. Yes, they are part of the blackout list.
And why you
Uh,
so serious, so Benz? Why you so goddamn serious? You feel banded it and not banded it, but why you so? Why y'all? This is a comedic little thing, okay? I don't even know what the fuck is wrong with you, but girl, whatever, it's okay. I really. If I say fuck you to the end of time, I really don't mean that because I really don't care. But anyway, all right. I'm sorry, Miss Ronnie. I had a takeover spirit. I took over your goddamn
so
whole channel.
Ben said you feel banned and not banned. Is banned a feeling? Hey CT.
Does she not know or he not know that that's a joke?
Hey
What?
Lee.
Everybody talk about banning it. That's not my word. That's goddamn Rodney's word. Is this a new motherfucker on your channel, Miss Ronnie Q?
No, she said you feel banned and but was not banned. Is banned being banned a feeling that you have? So she was
It was
saying
a
technically you
joke.
weren't
I no,
banned.
I wasn't. I don't get banned anywhere because I don't do anything illegal. I was being comedic, but I guess see you now you fucking up the show. Now you got to take over spirit in the
No,
goddamn comment.
I'm just trying to
She done took over the goddamn comment section with her takeover spirit. They already knew what the fuck I was serving. The
okay, well
fuck?
we finna talk about what happened
I'm
today in the
getting
White
ready to
House
go. You
because
talk
that
about
shit
whatever.
was
I'll check you out.
disgusting.
I'll be in the chat, and let me fight with goddamn so beings in the goddamn chat, and I'm a bandit at her. Okay, thank you, Miss Roniki.
Thank you, Lee. Thank you for coming up, a view as a view. I appreciate you.
You are.
Now, Lee, yes, you feel welcome to come out of the clouds every whenever you choose to. Regina, did I speak? Miss Vegas, did I speak? Yes, CT, that was really some shameful, disrespectful stuff that went down in the White House. You know, so let's start with the fact that all of these Russian talking points and the disrespect of pummeling him with these ridiculous questions, and when he opens his mouth to answer, they act like they are on a beef sector panel and will not allow this man to speak. Hey, thank you, Truth and Reason. Thank you, Truth and Reason. I appreciate you. So they didn't allow this man to speak. So because they didn't want the truth to come out. See, that's what liars do. They overtalk you. We see it all the time in the beef sector. They want to say whatever they want to say, and when you start speaking and you are telling the truth, they overtalk you with the same thing. How many times did he repeat this 45 47 repeat the same thing, and the unmitigated gall for JD Vance to sit up there and try to pepper him with, did you ever say thank you, did you ever say thank you, did you ever say thank you? Like, are we going to pretend like this man has not thanked the United States? Yes, a beef sector panel vibrant. No, okay. So, did you thank us in this meeting? But well, we were having a press conference, and I have not been able to get a word in edgewise because now let's be clear. They, I just want peace. I just want peace. But he wants to keep fighting. No, he does not want to keep fighting. He wants to know what do you have to actually make Putin to make Putin uh not come back around and attack them again. Kind of like he did when he took over, I think it was Crimea, when he took over Crimea and he had a ceasefire and then he came back again and is attacking them once again. So what he wanted to know was what assurance were you getting from the man who actually started this war that he will not come and attack them again. I don't think that's too much to ask. Do you guys think that that was too much to ask? Oh, what have you secured for him? I just want the fighting to cease. The other part, that's like 2% of it. So in other words, no, you did not secure no guarantees from anyone. And first of all, how are you the president of the United States talking to Russia about what the peace deal is going to do without inviting them to the table? Thank you, so Benz. I appreciate it. So that's the first thing. Okay, no, that's not the first thing. That's really not the first thing. Let's be 100 about it. The real first thing is who was the reason that 45, 47 got impeached the first time? What did 45 and 47 get impeached for his first term in office? He got impeached for the perfect call that he made to Zelenskyy, trying to get Zelenskyy to open an investigation on the Bidens, and Zelenskyy wouldn't do it. And he wound up getting impeached behind that allegedly what he called a perfect phone call. And then Rudy Giuliani went over to I keep on wanting to say to Ukraine and tried to pressure him more to open an investigation on the Bidens. Because why? Because Biden, he was about to run against Biden because Biden was the Democrat nominee and he wanted some dirt on Biden. That's what happened. Let's keep it real and let's say call a thing a thing. Yeah, he ain't like Zelensky ever since then, and they should have threw his ass out of they should have threw his ass out of the presidency, and he would not be in the White House today because he wouldn't have been able to run anymore. But no, Mitch McConnell, he didn't want to do that. It should be handled in the courts and all of this dumb shit. So that's why. Okay, that's the first thing. So he had a hard on for him ever since. And how insulting is we had the president of France come over on Monday. We had the prime minister of England come over on Wednesday. And what did this stupid motherfucker do? Sat up there and lied. He's trying, hey, Tebe forever. He's trying to make it appear like the U.S. has spent more money. He keeps lying about the 350 billion when it is 119 billion. And then he said in front of the prime minister of the president of France that, well, you guys are getting your money back. And he got stopped right in his track by the prime minister and said, no, we're not getting our money back. And after he said that, he was like, oh, well, whatever. Y'all can believe that, but they're getting their money back. And he told him clearly, hey, Liz, I'm glad you're back. Happy Ramadan to you as well. Okay, so he clearly stopped him. And then 3 days later, he does the same thing with the prime minister of England. Well, you guys are getting your money back. And he said, no. They both stopped him in this lie. that they're getting their money back. So what did why was he holding Putin's hey, a view is a view. Thumbs up beneath this daggone video. Thank you, a view is a view. I appreciate your support. So let me so JD Vance is in there talking crazy. Did you even thank us? Did you even thank us? So let's see if did he thank the US? And what has 4547 given to Ukraine, because he's been in office a month. Anything that came from the Americans after January 20 had already cleared Congress to go to Ukraine. So exactly why should he give him an independent thanks? Because has the Congress met to give Zelensky more money since 45-47 been in? No, all of this money was already approved and it had to be dispersed. But let's also understand that a lot of this aid, this 119 billion, is in machines, in weapons, is in tanks and things to fight. It's not dollar amounts. So let's be clear on that. They gave them the United States old equipment, which saved the United States money because they didn't have to get rid of their own old equipment, which costs a lot of money because it's a lot of contaminants in our old equipment. So they didn't have to worry about that. They shipped it over there to them. And who did they use to ship it over there to them? They used private contractors. So if dollars amount was used to help them, it went to the contractors who shipped the shit over. It didn't the United States military didn't ship it over. Contractors, they used contractors. That's who got the dollars. So let's keep it a buck. Let's see if he was thanked. So we're not going to talk about this shit as this is some bullshit that we can't understand. We know it ain't been no motherfucking Congress set up to give Zelensky more money, because the last thing that we heard 45-47 say that Zelensky started the war. He provoked them to start the war against him. He's a dictator. What president do you know stops in the middle of a war to have an election? He's a illegitimate president because they were supposed to already have their elections when they've been in a war, a serious war for 3 total years, where most of their nation is. So they supposed to stop in the middle of the war and have the election. And okay. So we're gonna act like we don't understand shit. Is that what they doing? So let's see if he thanked them.
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you. It's too much for me. All this for our great people. Thank you so much. Dear Americans, in all states, cities, and communities, all those who value freedom and justice, who cherish it as strongly as we Ukrainians, in all our cities, in each and every family, I hope my words of respect and gratitude resonate in each American heart. Madam Vice President, I thank you for your efforts in helping Ukraine. Madam Speaker, you bravely visited Ukraine during the full-fledged war. Thank you very much. Great honor. Thank you. Great privilege to be here. dear members of the Congress, representatives of both parties who also visited Kiev, esteemed congressmen and senators from both parties who will visit Ukraine, I'm sure, in the future, dear representatives of diaspora, present in this chamber and spread across the country, dear journalists. It's a great honor for me to be at the US Congress and speak to you and all Americans. Against all odds and doom and gloom scenarios, Ukraine didn't fall. Ukraine is alive and kicking.
Okay, so there are many more thanks and things, words of gratitude for us helping them get out of this situation. Like I said, all of my links that I'm showing are in my description box. So now let's get on to this JD Vance. The the actual nerve of him to when you saw what he said about what is going on in Ukraine, and Zelensky asked him one simple question. Well, have you ever come and visit Ukraine to say these things? And he was, I've watched what has happened, and but you see, the people who he was thanking in the chamber, they have actually visited Ukraine in the middle of war. But JD Vance want to sit on his fat, funky, propped up by a motherfucking South African to pay for all of his motherfucking campaigns and talk shit. That's what kills me. A motherfucker who is a Nazi sympathizer. JD Vance. Are we kidding? Are we kidding that I didn't show you the interview where JD Vance referenced somebody, I forget the name of the author who wrote a book that said that America should get used to the word dictator because countries should be run like a company, and there is one CEO over the company. So therefore America should get used to the word dictator. And this is who JD Vance reference. I played you the video. If you fucking want to know some shit, you fucking go through my videos where I play the shit about who the fuck is running this country. Or you listen to stupid motherfuckers who sit up and pontificate about shit that they assuming and don't know. I let you see the shit come out of their own motherfucking mouths. So let's see some more shit that's coming out. Breathe, Ronnie Q. We are with you. Daily Vance is also a waste of space and time. I am so pissed about this press conference. All of this, all of it was he, hey, lovely one. He just want to fight. No, he wants some securities that he will not be attacked again. Because let's understand that Ukrainian gave up all of their nuclear weapons the last time when Crimea was invaded, and that was one of the things to for them to stop fighting then. But then what happened? They get invaded again. So do you think that they are dumb for wanting Putin to have to have some insurance that Putin will not attack them again? Are we serious here? And all of this, I talked to Putin and Putin and such, Putin wants to stop this. Well, if Putin wants to stop this, he can take his ass on. Did you see how many times that he said that Putin wanted peace? Well, if Putin wants peace, take your ass home. That's all it takes. Take your ass home. Oh my God. Okay, there was something else. There was another point. Um, there was another point. And then the audacity of the Marjorie Taylor Greene's uh little boyfriend. Marjorie Taylor Greene's boyfriend who works for some media outlet had the audacity to ask him, do you think that the people have a problem? How come you didn't wear a suit? It is disrespecting the White House. You're being disrespectful because you don't have on a suit. This is Marjorie Taylor Greene, man who works for us, one of these right wing media, and both of them were married when they start fucking, allegedly. So, and he's talking about is he being disrespectful because he didn't wear a suit to the White House? Well, what he did wear, he wear what he wears all the time as a leader of a country who's at war. And that is his. Does he ask a general why they come to the White House in their general brigade or whatever? This is a man at war. Who are you to ask him about his clothing? And as if his clothing is disrespectful when he has been wearing this ever since the war. But uh, I just couldn't believe that. And let me see. There was something else about that JD Vance character that he said that was. I'll get to it. Let me see what you guys are saying. What outraged? Hey, Lady Hebrew, what outraged you? That bleach bomb, bad built, butch body hoe. Yes, wartime attire. Exactly. That's the must always is at the Oval Office in a t-shirt, dark MAGA hat. Uh, You're not insulted by a man wearing a baseball cap indoors in the Oval Office in a t-shirt and opening his vest and jeans to show black MAGA or dark MAGA or a tech guy. Thank you, lovely one. Did you get the I see it now, lovely one. Is this the one you was talking about, lovely one? Thank you, lovely one. I my phone is not with me. I probably got it. I apologize. JD Vance was grandstanding. Exactly. So tacky and but the White House does have a dress code. I talked about this already this week. The White House has a dress code of a suit and tie, but nobody has ever opened their mouth when Elon Musk is sitting in the White House talking more than 45, 47. Ain't nobody ever asked him about being respectful or disrespectful. And that's the fucking audacity. He was acting for the camera. Just dumb. Talking about they didn't say thank you enough. What did he want him to do? Get down on his motherfucking hands and knees and polish his shoes with his tongue? Peter Thiel. Peter Thiel, the South African, the other African billionaire, is the one who financed JD Vance's Senate campaign. That's why we got JD Vance, another South African. Let's be clear. Oh, God, that shit was disgusting. Let me see what else. Yes, Musk went into the Oval Office without being and he was not in the middle of a war. I thought it was disrespectful for him to ask him that questions. He said, "Well, maybe the next time I come back, I'll wear a suit better than yours, or maybe less expensive than yours." This motherfucking clown sitting up there. I am sick of these people. Okay, so let me see. Okay, let's talk about these minerals. Okay, let's keep it real. Okay, so y'all, so I don't understand how this is supposed to work. About I told you, I showed you, it is 119 billion. Most of it is in equipment, but 45, 47 keeps talking about this uh $350 billion. So he's lying, first of all. So then when have you do we understand that Ukraine is our ally? Do we understand that the reason why France and England came over here because they had heard him say that Zelensky was actually a dictator? And then when asked about it in front of the prime minister on Wednesday, oh, did I say that? I can't. That doesn't sound like something I said. Like it's a joke. You're calling our ally a dictator when they have been invaded by Russia. But that you don't want to say. And then they asked him, "Will you call Russia a dictator?" He said, "Well, I don't like to use that word like that." But you had already called the man who had gotten invaded a dictator because you weren't getting your way. What way does he want, and what way does he deserve? What What way does he deserve? He lied and said that the the uh the Europe were getting their money back to pose up a stance why American Americans should get their money back. Why America should get their money back that they invested to help their allies. So, how much was invested to help us when we were bombed by Pearl Harbor? Who do we know? Do we owe any people who came to assist us when we were attacked by Pearl Harbor and we had to go into that World War I? Oh, okay. So look, how much money do we owe our allies who helped us fight in the Afghanistan war? Did our allies put a motherfucking payment on us that must be repaid for the money that they pay out to assist us in our war of choice? Have we paid our bills back to our allies? I just want to know. Obviously, because since that's how it works. Okay, so they pulled all the aid out of Africa. And Africa said, you will no longer get any of our precious minerals. So they fucked themselves. See, but what do they need these minerals for? But they're not gonna mess up Elon Musk's deal with China. I talked about this last week when they pulled their aid from South Africa. South Africa is part of the BRICS. If you don't know what the BRICS is, your president don't know either because he's a dummy. And BRICS is Brazil, India, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. And they have all got sick of the World's Bank withholding their money. They thought that they would cripple Russia by putting all them sanctions on them when they went into Ukraine. But what did Russia do? They start selling their oil to China. What have all these people in these BRICS nations been doing besides expanding and growing? Cuba has just been accepted into the BRICS nation because they have had an embargo on them since 1959. See, they tired of America saying who they can and cannot trade with, and they're trading with each other in their own money. They have set up payment systems where they can pay each other in their own money. They have stopped collecting the US dollar so they can have US dollar, which everything is sold on the market, such as gas, everything is based on the US dollar. They are stockpiling gold. You look at how much gold Russia, Saudi Arabia is also a part of the BRICS. You look how much gold Russia, Saudi Arabia, China, South Africa, they not stockpiling the US dollar anymore. You people better wake the fuck up real quick. So he thought that he was doing something with South Africa. Why South Africa? Who's from South Africa? Who the fuck is from South Africa? He is talking about if you have had your land taken in South Africa, you can come to the United States. And then white people are like, what the fuck are you talking about? We ain't had no land taken from us. I hear they're doing horrible things, and we're gonna suspend our aid because they have a land grab and they're doing horrible things. And then I showed you interview South Africans. They said that just was enacted last month. Nobody's had their lands taken, and it's not like they can just steal their land. They're taking land that is not in use. It's not like they're going up to their house, going up to their farm. They're talking about unused land, and they're not taking it without negotiating how to buy the unused land back for public use. And no land has been taken. But so let's be clear. So they cut off the aid and offered white South Africans the ability to immigrate to the United States. I thought y'all didn't want. I thought y'all wanted to close the doors to immigration and all this shit. But and also this gold card that they can sell for $5 million a piece and let people come to the United States, and they are rich people and they will help our economy. How the fuck they gonna help our economy? Because if they rich people, they ain't gonna be paying no taxes like the rest of the rich people. Who the fuck they helping? And can Russian oligarchs come? Sure, they can come. They're rich. They have money. Okay, so that's the only thing that you need to be able to come to America, to immigrate into America, is to be rich and have money. And you can come to America, and where is this money gonna benefit America? Because you don't charge rich people taxes. Where's the fucking money? Where is that gonna benefit us as Americans? Okay, so they can't get no more resources. South Africa had gold, precious gems, uranium that they use to make nuclear weapons. They had all of this stuff, but now South Africa cut them off. So what is he talking about with Ukraine? Ukraine needs to pay us back. Our allies need to pay us back. And we're going to call them the dictator. And we're going to say they need to stop the war. And when in fact, Russia has always been a dictating nation, and they started this war. But Ukraine has to pay the U.S. back. Now let's talk about all of this money that they have from the oligarchs that they have up in the World Bank that they seized from Russia. So you mean to tell me of all the billions of dollars that you have seized from Russia in the World Bank, and Russia was the one who invaded Ukraine, and you not going to take that money to pay yourself back for what Russia caused you to have to pay in Ukraine, while you acting like you need to be repaid? So yes, he wants the minerals. Yes, he wants the mineral. So he had a paper ready. He talked to that man like that, who has been invaded. His country has been invaded. And we're not going to talk about the anniversary of the third year of this war, that Russia bombarded Ukraine, something horrible. But your media didn't tell you nothing about that. The third anniversary, they bombarded them horribly. And they had a UN vote if they were going to call Russia I forget if they were gonna put the blame on Russia. Hey, the only empress. And China abstained from the vote. It wouldn't didn't have it but North Korea, Russia, where's the other place that other dictators from? Where's that place the other dictators from? Uh the other one that he admires so much. Somebody help me. I want to say Kiev, but it's not Kiev. It's it begins with a K. Anyway, so the United, not yes, South Korea, Russia, and the United States voted Belarus, and it's another one. Thank you. It's Dr. Quacky. It's also another one where oh God, I'm gonna play the video for you. Oh, this other dictator who he loves so much is from. Okay, so we're voting. We're United States is actually voting with dictators against our own allies. So he wants all of this. He wants to come in, and I really hope you guys were paying attention when he talked about these mineral rights in the White House. I really hope you were paying attention to what he said about these mineral rights. So he said that we have to get our 350 million, which is not 350 million. It's not dollars. It's a lot of it is in expensive equipment that was shipped over there for them to use, outdated equipment that we no longer have to get rid of ourselves, which could cost us money. So he said that we need to get our money back. So he wanted Zelenskyy to sign over 50% of his mineral rights. And we wouldn't have to put any soldiers on the ground because France and the EU said that they would have their forces on the ground, and we're gonna be over there, and we're gonna be digging for minerals. We're gonna have what over there? We're gonna have companies. Did you hear him say we are going to have companies over there drilling for those mineral rights? Companies that need those minerals to make their batteries for all of their tech shit. That's who he's going to have. He's going to have companies over there. So are the companies going to how is that going to help the United States get their money back if you're going to let companies go over there and drill for the mineral rights? Who's going to take the minerals after that company drills for them? You mean the company's going to have to drill for them and whatever the value of the minerals is going to go to the United States? I think not. No, the money is going to go to the actual companies. And who's going to pay for these companies to be over there and protect it? Who's going to, you think that the EU is going to protect companies that are drilling for mineral rights for themselves? Do you think that these companies are going to pay that for their own security? No, they're not. Because Blackwater has already said that they will be 47's private army. So let's get to it. Let's get to it. Let me share my screen with you. Y'all remember Blackwater? Why do we need private companies like Blackwater in the first place when we had the whole motherfucking United States Army over in Iraq and Iran and in Afghanistan? I mean, when we had the whole army, but you got these private people, these private companies making buku money, becoming billionaires, talking about private security and it's in
creating his own Gestapo.
It's in a war-torn land. And we have all of our military out there, but we need Blackwater, who's charging for billions of dollars. Let's continue. Here we go.
Oh. What would your reaction be if I told you that? What if I told you guys that Donald Trump is planning on creating his own Gestapo. What would your reaction be if I told you that? Well, that's not hyperbolic. It's actually happening. So let me walk you through the plan here. This is in Politico. Trump allies circulate mass deportation plan calling for processing camps and a private citizen army. Private citizen army. Okay, here we go. A group of prominent military contractors, including the former Blackwater CEO Eric Prince, has pitched the Trump White House on a proposal to carry out mass deportations through a network of processing camps on military bases, a private fleet of 100 planes, and a small army of private citizens empowered to make arrests. So, just to put in perspective for you how wild this is, the CEO of Blackwater is a guy by the name of Eric Prince. What is Blackwater? Blackwater is a private mercenary army that was used, and by the way, they are also Christian fundamentalists. That's noteworthy. They were used in Iraq, and in Iraq, there were many Blackwater officials, Blackwater soldiers, who committed many atrocities and war crimes, including one called the Nisour Square Massacre. They went into an Iraqi square in the middle of the day and started gunning down civilians left and right, and they were found guilty of this crime. And Donald Trump pardoned them in his first term. He pardoned Blackwater war criminals. Why? Because Pete Hegseth knew these guys, went and lobbied Trump to say, hey, can you free my war criminal buddies? And Trump said, sure, why not? I'll free the war criminals. And so he did. Eric Prince is the CEO of Blackwater.
Okay. The link is in the description box. Let me share something else with you. Let's be real clear. Let's be real clear about who is going to secure these companies. So I think this is it. Yes, this is it right here. Let me share this information with you. What really happened over there?
On most days, the view from Omar Wesso's rooftop is of this rather unspectacular intersection in western Baghdad. But on September 16th, Mr. Wesso saw the extraordinary. A barrage of bullets sprayed Nisour Square, killing 17 Iraqis.
سيارة اللوخ منا راجع other car Volkswagen نوع Volkswagen راجع خوفا وضربوه من وراء.
He was afraid and he was running. Then they hit him from the back
وراسه مفتوح
and his head was open like this.
Open. وشخص لابس جداشة ضاربيه بالصدر نازل.
Mr. Wesso is one of dozens of Iraqis interviewed by the New York Times who witnessed the now famous Blackwater incident and have reconstructed it in similar detail. Mr. Wesso's account is startling because he is staunchly pro-American and a member of the Patriotic Union of Kurdistan Party.
حينما خلصوا بعد 20 دقيقة من الرمي المكثف انتهت ماكو مقاومة ضدهم. هو أصلاً ماكو مقاومة تدري.
All of the witnesses interviewed say the bullets were fired by guards working for Blackwater USA, a private security company working in Iraq. They say also that the guards fired without provocation and that the shooting continued even as the victims fled for their lives. The Iraqi government supports their claims.
Okay, so that's a little bit on Blackwater. And they declined an on-camera interview. So I want you to see something else about Blackwater. I want you to see what they're doing now. I wonder why our own forces can't do this. Let me. What do we need them for? I don't understand it. Let me see. I didn't pin it, so I'm not gonna. Wait a minute. Hold on. Yeah, I will share this with you. So I want to know what the fuck are we paying these private Blackwater security why are they getting all of these contracts, which is making them filthy rich and billions to do this in a place where we have our military force already there? So these are this is what they're doing in essence. Let's see what the fuck we need them there for. What they doing? We spending 800 and something trillion dollars at the Defense Department, and a lot of that money is going to contract people like this. These motherfuckers are going to Social Security looking for waste, fraud, and abuse. What the fuck are they doing that a motherfucking platoon of motherfucking people who are already in the service ain't doing? They getting money. That's what the fuck they doing. They getting money. Oh, exactly. He sure does. He complains about Ukraine, but he owes million in unpaid bills. The Proud Boys are basically his private army. Look what he did when he got elected. He pardoned them all. Okay, so exactly. So no, that is Blackwater was one of the several. Yes, that was the main one, and they have since changed their name because it was associated with that attack. I forget what they're called something else now. They're not Blackwater now because of that attack, and then I think three of them were convicted, and then Pete Hegseth got them pardoned. Go figure. And who's the defense secretary? Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth. So, do we think that he already told you he wasn't gonna do anything other than what he's told to do? He's already told you that. So let me. These links are in the description box. We have people who are willing to do all of 45, 47's work. So let's y'all want to see no, I don't want to put the whole press conference is in here. But let me show you guys something else. I want to talk about with you guys some of the responses. I hate that on our for-profit media we are just really getting uh people like Lindsey Graham said that Zelenskyy should uh, leave office or retire. But let's see what Lindsey Graham was saying. I think it was last week when he met him. We're going to look at the bullshit. And they say that you should really look at Marco Rubio because when they were sitting there taking pot shots at Zelenskyy, um, Marco Rubio was kind of looking like, I cannot believe this shit is happening. So let me share this link with you. Oh, this is, no, that's not the one. Hold on. Let me find the link I want to share with you. Oh, I have a lot of links. Let me share. Hold on. Okay. I think it may be this one. Yes, it's this one. Let's listen to what rational people think. And we're going to hear uh, what Lindsey Graham was saying. I think it was a week ago. Okay. I'm going to share my screen with you guys. This shit is ridiculous. And Lindsey, we know that Lindsey Graham is a fucking fool. Remember all of the stuff that he said about 45, 47 when he was running against him, and now he's his big sycophant. So
we are joined by John Bolton by phone. He was National Security Advisor to Donald Trump during the events that led to Trump's first impeachment. John Bolton, hello. I want to play some sound that you and I were talking about. This is Marco Rubio and others on Putin and Zelenskyy before today's Oval Office ambush.
Russia is governed today by a gangster. He's basically an organized crime figure who controls a government in a large territory. There's no other way to describe Vladimir Putin.
I think this entire invasion has been irrational. It's hard to understand what is actually being fed into Putin in terms of intelligence and reporting and how much of his own propaganda he believes.
What's at stake is repelling an authoritarian who basically is saying, I want the Soviet Union back, I want Ukraine back, I want Kiev back. And then what's at stake is making sure we don't allow it to become an Article 5 larger, broader war than that.
John Bolton, your thoughts on folks, some of whom I imagine you know pretty well, today turning on a stalwart American ally fighting a clearly defined and understood American adversary?
Yeah, this is really one of the most disgraceful performances that I've seen, and I think it's important to understand that in particular Trump and Vance own this personally. This is the kind of attack on a country that's defending itself from an unprovoked aggression, and they just unleashed on Zelenskyy in public. And whether they planned it or not, I don't know. I'm not that concerned with questions of etiquette. I am concerned that the president, vice president of the United States have sided with the aggressor, with, as Mike Waltz was just saying there, somebody who's trying to recreate the Russian Empire, something he's been very clear about since 2005 at least. And now you have, sadly, both Mike Waltz and Marco Rubio in the administration and apparently staying. I just say, remember, this is not the second month of Trump's tenure. This is the 50th month of his 2-year term. And this is the point when somebody does 180 degrees from understanding American allies to backing America's adversaries that you resign.
Mark, are you saying Marco Rubio should resign?
And Mike Waltz, this is really the time to do it. If they don't get out now, I think their reputations will suffer for a long, long time. And that would be sad because their record in believing in a strong American national security policy has been very good up until now.
I mean, what?
You're the ally I've been hoping for all my life. You're the ally I've been hoping for all my life. Not one American has died defending Ukraine. You've taken our weapons and you've kicked their ass. And I'm very proud.
Now, hold on. That was this February 14th. Not in 2022 like those others. That was this February 14th when he had to sit by him. Oh, okay, so let me continue to see this hypocrisy and bullshit.
Proud to have you as our ally. So, what did I think? Complete, utter disaster. What I saw in the Oval Office was disrespectful, and I don't know if we can ever do business with Zelenskyy again. He either needs to resign and send somebody over that we can do business with, or he needs to change.
John Bolton, what do you...
No, but what is he going to resign? What did he do that was disrespectful? This is bullshit.
What do you think of Lindsey Graham right now?
It just, this is a line that the White House must have put out. Unfortunately, I see a lot of Republicans talking about it. But as I said a few seconds ago, this is not a question of etiquette. I could say that it was Trump and Vance that provoked it. It doesn't really matter what happened. This is, number one, not the kind of discussion you have in public. Trump could have cut it off at any point, which leads, I think, people to speculate maybe this is what he wanted. In World War II, neither Franklin Roosevelt nor Winston Churchill were terribly enamored of Charles de Gaulle for good and sufficient reason, but he was the leader of the Free French.
Which that is the case, John Brennan?
I've been agreeing with John Bolton regularly over the past several years because I think he saw up close and personal the damage and the danger that Donald Trump presents to our national security. It is clear from today's events that either Trump and Vance are ignorant of world history or are intentionally ignoring it. And their naivete when it comes to Russia and their amateurish attitude in terms of diplomacy, it really just worries me. And I think it worries John Bolton. It worries a lot of people who have worked over the years to try to keep this country strong, safe, and prosperous. But Donald Trump looks at the world through a very transactional, mercantilist prism. And I fear what he's doing is carving up the world into spheres of influence. And he's basically saying to Vladimir Putin, okay, you can have Ukraine, you can have the eastern part of Europe. And it does send a very chilling message to all of our allies and partners. And what message?
Ignorance, maximum malice. I think some of the things that have been
have a little bit of deja vu sitting here next to me.
I mean, first of all, I think that what I saw was maximum ignorance, maximum malice. I think some of the things that have been said by PM Turnbull, that this is about great powers and great powers carving up the world, the U.S. being the most important power in the system, but in the same breath, marginalizing ourselves because we're cutting off one of the sources of our power, which is our alliances, both economic and security. And then ignorance of on multiple different levels, ignorance on the facts, who started this war, and ignorance on how to solve problems for the United States, how to make the U.S. more secure. It is not by appeasing. It's not by serving Putin's interests. It's by supporting our allies, supporting Zelenskyy. What we could easily see is a Trump, if he was serving the U.S. interest and making wise decisions, is pushing Putin, who is teetering in certain ways, economically brittle, military taking massive losses, unsustainable for really much, much longer. And they could weather another year or so, but putting maximum pressure. And, you know, in this book, I took a look at the case study of 30.
Okay, so
to President Xi of China. We're not really going to care.
There is some of the responses that I wanted you guys to hear as well. So let me see what you guys think about this. Hey, Nurse Ratchet, the only empress. What happened today was absolutely disgusting and definitely done for Putin's delight. Trump has sold off America one piece at a time. It's horrendous. Trump should have been brought up on treason charges a long time ago. He is getting out of hand. I definitely agree. Ignorant of history, he's such a wussy and a flip flopper and goes with the wind. So, President Zelenskyy represented his country well and was way too respectful. Yes, it was just, yeah, I guess it was just so hard. I guess, if he had met them the same way that they met him, and then they would be able to say, "Oh, did you see Zelenskyy? Oh, I get it, but I just wanted him to get up and said, "Oh my God, get the fuck out of my face! I ain't signing shit with you ignorant motherfuckers." Oh my God. So Zelenskyy, you said Fox. I don't know what you're saying worse. Which is worse, Fox or MSNBC? Fox is worse. But Zelenskyy, right before I came live, Zelenskyy did go on Fox with Brett Baer, and Brett Baer had the audacity to say to Zelenskyy, did he feel sorry about how he acted, and would he apologize? Not once, but twice. And Zelenskyy said no. Zelenskyy was like, no, I'm not going to apologize. So I have to see the whole thing. I was just about to hit the live button, so I didn't see the whole thing. But I'm pretty sure it will be talked about. Unfortunately, he went to Fox News and got all of these. Well, I just saw the browbeating him about will he apologize. But it's okay for Elon to dress like a hobo. I'm sick of MSNBC. I watch Rachel Maddow, Chris Hayes have some good points. Ari Milburn, I like him because he can break down the history. But I'm sitting up there. My husband is sitting up there, mad as a motherfucker, and watching CNN. And at no point did they give any pushback. They were going with the whole, well, this is what happened. Well, you saw what happened. Not one time that anchor from CNN say any of these things, how this was just out of hand. It was so unprofessional. It was disgusting. They had some people that they had come on speak the truth, but at no time did CNN speak the truth as broadcast journalists. At no time. So let me see what else. Okay. here is the vote that I was talking about. The U.S. Votes on dictators. So I want to make sure you guys knew what I was trying to talk about. That the United States voted with North Korea, Russia, China abstained. Let me see. Here it is right here. He did not vote with our allies. And let's be clear. Let's be clear. The EU had already set up a summit about this meeting that Zelenskyy was going to have for this Sunday. Because the EU has already had an emergency meeting after they were in Munich and JD Vance said all of this shit. So they were saying after that meeting in Munich when JD Vance said all of the disgusting shit and Pete Hegseth was up there drinking at the podium talking about Ukraine could not have a seat at the G7 and then came back and walked it back. And Trump told him the same thing. So he already gave up the game. So after that, the EU had an emergency meeting how to handle themselves going forward since Trump had been so irrational and erratical. So let's they have set up a meeting for this Sunday after this. So shit, they may put Ukraine in the G7 and kick us out at this point. So let's see this vote that I was speaking of earlier.
America's changing stance on the war in Ukraine has been highlighted at the United Nations, where its UN envoy voted twice alongside Russia. First, the two countries opposed a European drafted resolution condemning Moscow's actions and supporting Ukraine.
So they would not condemn Russia's action. They voted on that first, and they voted with Russia. They did not vote to condemn Russia's actions. Okay, that's the first vote.
In Ukraine's territorial integrity, then they backed a European drafted resolution condemning Moscow's actions and supporting Ukraine's territorial integrity. Then they backed a US resolution calling for an end to the conflict but containing no criticism of Russia. It comes as the French President Emmanuel Macron says a truce between Ukraine and Russia could be agreed in the coming weeks following talks with President Trump in the White House amid straining US-Europe relations. He is the first European leader to visit since Trump's inauguration, ahead of the arrival of the UK Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer on Thursday. Meanwhile, in France, 2 people have been arrested in relation to an arson attack on the
is loaning the money to Ukraine. They get their money back.
Okay, so this is where France and Europe has to stop him in saying the lie that France and the UK are getting their money. Million back because these are okay. They're going to stop him in this lie. Here we go.
On my right,
they've always got on well, but there were points of disagreement.
Europe is loaning the money to Ukraine. They get their money back.
No, in fact, to be frank, we paid 60% of the total effort, and it was through, like the US, loans, guarantee, grants, and we provided real money. To be clear.
And that was not the only crack in the transatlantic alliance.
We need to reconfirm that the aggression should be condemned and discredited, not rewarded.
In an extraordinary development at the UN, European countries and the US found themselves backing different resolutions on Ukraine, with America on the same side as Russia, Belarus, and North Korea. While in Kyiv, Ukraine's remaining allies took part in events to commemorate 3 years of war and talks aimed at ensuring the sacrifices they've made will not have been in vain. Joe Inwood, BBC News.
Okay, so you guys can watch the rest of this. I thought that they had the it's one of my clips that I have both of them up there saying the prime minister from the UK up there. It's in one of my clips. Excuse me. Okay, let me see what you guys are saying. Yeah. Oh, you don't have any of the cards. You don't have any of the cards. Okay. A bunch of hairy oh, a bunch of hairy bad Neanderthals. I'm scared for Zelensky. I feel like they are setting him up. Um, I hope not. These news outlet represents the majority of white population behavior. I didn't expect them to call out the behavior of Vice President Trump and Vice President Vance. Okay, so let me it's one more, maybe two more things I want to show you guys. Hold on. It may be two more things. I wanted to talk about. Let me see. What are the other two things that I wanted to share with you guys? Stealing contracts. Okay. Conflicts of interest and stealing contracts. Oh, are we going to take our eye off the ball? What's going on with the muskrat? No, we're not going to take our eye off the ball. So if there's a conflict of interest, what did Muskrat say he would do? Let me remind you. I will remind you right now. Hold on. Let me find the timestamp. Okay, here we go. Let me share this with you. Okay. Let me share this with you.
And excuse yourself from any conflicts of interest, that you will identify and excuse yourself from any conflicts of interest that
for. And that's what democracy is all about.
Mr. Musk, the White House says that you will identify and excuse yourself from any conflicts of interest that you may have. Does that mean that you are in effect policing yourself? What are the checks and balances that are in place to ensure that there is accountability and transparency?
Well, we actually are trying to be as transparent as possible. In fact, we post our actions to the Doge handle on X and to the Doge website.
Did you hear? Did you hear his son said no? He's right. His son said no after she asked that question. Listen real closely. The little boy says no.
And to the Doge website. So all of our actions are maximally our actions to the Doge handle on X and to the Doge website. So all of our actions are maximally transparent. In fact, I don't think there's been, I don't know of a case where an organization has been more transparent than the Doge organization. These are not individual judgment decisions. These are about.
Okay, so is that true? Do you guys think that he's going to take himself out of anything that has a conflict of interest? Let's see. Let's see about this $2 billion contract that he wants to, that I think is Verizon has a contract with the FAA, and he is talking on X how Verizon can't handle the contract, and therefore SpaceX should be the one who gets this contract. Let me share the right screen with you guys. Did you guys hear about that? Another $2 billion of corporate welfare that he wants to take for himself. Let's be clear. We're not going We're not going to just mosey on by that today.
Out contracts Elon Musk has bragged about, said that he has done, just to be clear. You might notice that none of those contracts, and we've tried to see, are any of those contracts that he's deleting, that he's canceling, are the contracts the federal government has with Elon Musk's own companies, valued over the years at up to $38 billion. Well, the answer is no. He hasn't canceled any of those. And now the Washington Post is reporting that the Federal Aviation Administration is close to canceling its $2.4 billion contract with Verizon and awarding the work to Musk's Starlink company. In other words, breaking an existing contract worth billions with an American telecom company for some of the most vital systems in American aviation safety, yanking it away in favor of the company run by the guy doing all the cuts and overseeing the contracts. It's both deadly serious and cartoonishly corrupt. Joining me now is a lawmaker who's been outspoken against all the claims of cutting waste, Senator Chris Murphy, a Democrat of Connecticut. I mean, every day, Senator, I find something where I'm like, this sort of tops what I had yesterday. The history of American corruption and most corruption is the history of people giving themselves government contracts. and here it appears to be just being done right in front of everyone's faces.
Yeah, the history of American corruption is that it happens behind closed doors and somebody discovers it. And the theory of the case here seems to be that if you are shameless about it, if you just do the corruption out in the open, that it legitimizes, normalizes it, and okays it. That is not true. That is not the case. What's happening at the FAA is a fundamental corruption, as you pointed out. Starlink didn't win the initial contract. Either they lost the contract because they weren't qualified or they didn't even make a bid. And the contract has been awarded. Verizon has spent a ton of money putting this system into place, and Starlink is just going to usurp the contract because Elon Musk can, and because the whole point of this enterprise is to make Elon Musk even richer. But this is a pretty important contract. Yeah, this is the FAA at a moment when planes seem to be, falling out of the sky a little bit, and the idea that we're not going to have merit, for instance, have anything to do with the most critical systems that ensure the safety of people that fly. That is absolutely, that's really scary. And so it's both corrupt and it's really dangerous. And I'm not sure that the American public are going to care that it's being done out in the open. They're going to still think that this is pretty miserable.
Yeah, I want to ask you about your interactions with your constituents on some of this stuff. We're only 5 weeks in. I think there's some latency in all this between kind of like the lightning and the thunder, between things happening and it kind of reverberating out. And, I'm obviously it's my job to pay attention.
Okay, so let's talk about the Tate brothers. Are we going to talk about the Tate brothers? The Tate brothers were in Romania on charges for essaying what is it? They were essaying and trafficking women and other crimes, and they were put on house arrest. But then there was a little talk that 45, 47 wanted to see the Tate brothers' flight restrictions removed, and then all of the sudden, who is flying back to Florida on a private plane? But they say they will be going back to Romania. But at the same time, they're saying that they're innocent and they have never been convicted of any crime ever. Of course, because you haven't been on trial, I don't know if you would be convicted. But that's easy to say when you haven't been to trial for what you're accused of. So let me tell you, let me let you hear who they describe themselves as. And unfortunately, this is a TYT story. I'm going to try to find my other story. Okay.
She belongs to her man now.
And I'm so sick of TYT because this is why I'm trying to find the other story, because this stupid Anna is trying to give 45, 47 too much plausible deniability. I'm just like sick of this fucking bitch. Let's hear this shit.
They're married. They're happy. They're in love. They have a child. The saddest, most miserable women of the world are women who are sluts. All of them. They are unhappy. Arranged marriage all works out perfectly. Let's go to Saudi. We need to bring it back. Whereas a 19-year-old might have had one guy from high school, just broke up, she's fresh, and I can put my imprint on her.
Disgusting piece of trash and self-proclaimed misogynist Andrew Tate is now back in the United States, and President Donald Trump is denying any and all involvement in his return.
Sure.
Now, Andrew Tate and his brother Tristan Tate, who face charges in Romania, flew to Florida via private plane after a travel ban on them was lifted. Now, Romania had implemented a travel ban to prevent Tate and his brother from leaving the country. But all of a sudden, there was some pressure from the United States. We're gonna get to that in just a second. Now, any initial thoughts, Cenk?
Yeah, so I'm fascinated by Trump's backpedal, because that goes to show you again, he's starting to feel pressure on so many different issues from his own base. And I am genuinely surprised that his base started a bit of a revolt on this particular issue. Let's find out why.
So NBC News reports that the brothers left Romania while under criminal investigation over accusations of having formed an organized criminal group, in addition to human trafficking, the trafficking of minors, sex with a minor, and money laundering. Now, they have not been convicted of anything, but they are facing those serious charges. They were arrested in late 2022 and formally indicted last year for allegedly luring women to Romania, where they were allegedly sexually exploited. Andrew Tate was also charged with rape. The brothers deny any wrongdoing. Their lawyer told CNN, though, that they will return to Romania in less than a month because they've got a court date on March 24th. But Matthew Jury, who is the lawyer representing the alleged victims, told CNN any notion that the Tates will return to Romania if there's a risk of them being jailed is fanciful.
Okay, I'm just gonna end that part of the conversation.
Yeah.
They're not going back to Romania. You'd be mental to go back to Romania. Oh, I really miss Romania, and even though they might imprison me for decades, no, that's the last time they'll ever step on Romanian soil.
So Romania's Directorate for Investigating Organized Crime and Terrorism said in a statement Thursday, the prosecutors had approved a request to modify the obligation preventing the defendants from leaving Romania. But it said judicial control measures remained in place, meaning the brothers are still required to go back for their court date, whatever. Okay. Now, the agency did not reveal who had made that request to lift the travel ban, but people are speculating that Donald Trump had something to do with it. So just weeks ago, Andrew Tate had posted this on X. The Tates will be free. Trump is the president. The good old days are back, and they will be better than ever. Hold on. And 10 days ago, the Financial Times reported that Trump's administration had pressed Romanian authorities to lift Andrew Tate's or the Tates brothers' travel restrictions. The Tates' case was first brought up by US officials in a phone call with the Romanian government, and then followed up by Trump's special envoy, Richard Grenell, when he met the Romanian foreign minister at the Munich Security Conference, said 3 people familiar with the matter. A fourth person said a request was made to return the brothers' passports to allow them to travel while they wait for court proceedings to conclude. But Trump is saying, what? What, me? No, not me. Let's watch.
Andrew and Tristan Tate landed in Florida today on a private jet after being released from custody in Romania. They are accused rapists, human traffickers, not thought of as good people in many circles. Did your administration pressure the Romanian government to release them? And if so,
I know nothing about that. I don't know. You're saying he's on a plane right now?
He's back. They already did.
Yeah, I just know nothing about it. We'll check it out. We'll let you know. I didn't know anything about it. Yeah.
Okay, so
that link is in the description box. I couldn't find my other link. Candace Owens loves Tate, shaking my head. Cooney Candace Owens loves to defend. Oh, I didn't even know that. I don't watch her. Thank you. Hey, Miss Queenie, how you doing? The Tate brothers and all of those Manosphere, Red Pills, Passport Boy, Sector content creator are all scum. Lordy. So these are the people that he is allowing in, and it was uh, it was reported that they when they were in Munich, where JD Vance gave his um anti EU presentation. Um, that's when they pressed them to give them their passports back and allow them to fly. Where did you think they were going to fly? So there's also a statement from the governor of Florida who said that he found out that they were in Florida on the media and they are not welcome in Florida. So there's that. He's really pissing me off. Exactly. He's really pissing me off as well. And this display, okay, since I have it, we can go through a little of it. We will go through a little of his display today with Zelenskyy. Since we have it, I may go. I'm gonna skip. I'm gonna red ball through it. Let's watch the whole thing. Not the whole thing. I'm gonna skip through it. You can, if you haven't seen it. Let me see the setup. What was the setup? Oh, I think I want to show you guys this first. Okay, this is what I want to show you. Okay, I think this is it. The setup. Yes, this is the setup. Let me see. Let me make sure. That's Macron. I want to see if the British Prime Minister is in this one. I think Macron is only in this one. I'm sorry. I thought I had one with them both in it. Hold on. If not, I'm going to go to another video. I guess that's not it. Okay. Hold on 1 second. Thank you guys for being patient with me. Okay, let's watch the press conference. If you guys want to watch, we're going to red ball through the press conference. Okay, here we go. Here we go. It started off okay.
Soldiers and yourself, in the sense that it's been very hard fighting, very tough fighting. They're great fighters, and you have to be very proud of them from that standpoint. But now we want to get it over with. It's enough, right? We want to get it over with. So it's an honor to have you here. Thank you very much for coming. We're going to sign.
It's enough. We want to get it over with. We're gonna sign. See, he wants to get that those minerals. That's something he cares about.
The agreement at the conference in the East Room in a little while, right after lunch.
So obviously, the only agreement he could be signing is the rights to the minerals, because surely he couldn't be signing an agreement to end the fighting because Putin is not there. That's the only thing he's signing. And then he, after this debacle, he canceled the lunch, and they were supposed to do a joint press conference. He canceled everything. Okay.
And we'll be having lunch together. We're also discussing some other things, and we appreciate everybody being here. It's somewhat of an exciting moment, but the really
Hi, I'm Jane
Oh
Fonda.
God, these old biddies. Hold on 1 second. Here we go.
Of course, with the United States, and we need licenses for quick production of air defense. Even after the war, we need our nation to be calm, that we are secure. So that's why we need this air shield. And of course, about this, I want to speak about the contingents. I think that France and UK already spoke to you, and we know that Europe is ready, but without the United States, they will not be ready to be as strong as we need. And
he wants to talk about a contingent so they will not be invaded again. Now, look at that, what huff that him having the audacity to say that out loud put on this bitch's face. Let's continue.
And the last point, last not least, about exchange, about our people and children. And you know that this crazy Russian, that they stolen 20,000 of children.
Yes, he wants to talk about all the children that were kidnapped from Ukraine. Did you hear 45, 47 say anything about getting these children back? And I just want the war to stop. No, you just want the minerals for these oligarchs, for these tech people to go in. Let's be so. We're not gonna get the minerals because it's gonna go to companies, and we are not gonna get the money back because more than likely we'll be paying private security forces like Blackwater to secure these private companies. I'm just wondering. Let's continue.
Ukrainian children, they changed their names, they changed their families, relatives, and now they're in Russia. We want to bring them back, and really, it's a big dream, task, and goal for me, and our warriors. By the way, Mr. President, we released more than 4,000 warriors from Russian prison, but there are thousands more in the prison. I wanted to share with you some images. How it's. Just can I now?
Yeah, please.
Some minutes, 1 minute, 1 minute. Just you to understand in what circumstances, in what situation they are, and what the attitude of Russia to our prisoners. That guys, just you before and after.
Now, remember when they showed the before and after of the Israelis, people who were released from the Israelis from Hamas? Remember that was all over the television. Let's see what happens now.
And you see before and after, just you to understand. Now thousands of such guys, ladies and men, there, and that so they don't eat, they beat them, and they they do a lot of bad things. So out of even during the war, there are rules. Everybody knows there are rules during the war. These guys.
Not according to Pete Hegseth. He said that we need to get generals in place that will release their hands so they can do what is needed during the war. He said that during his confirmation. You understand that he said that they need their hands untied, and when they were talking about adhering to the Geneva Convention, those are the rules of war. He said that who needs to worry about people who sat in stuffy wood panel rules talking about things that is no longer valid in today's fights. That's what your Secretary of Defense said. So maybe there aren't any rules in war. Let's see how.
Okay. They don't have any rules. You see that 50, 60 kilograms left, and a lot of such things. And I didn't want to show you what the changes with images of children, because I will share with you. And I mean, it's looking tragic.
Yeah, that's tough stuff.
I wanted very much to give you, and you see it.
Okay.
This is possible.
So let's see where it goes off the rail.
They're not going to go back to fighting. I've spoken with President Putin, and I feel very strong. I've known him for a long time, and I feel very strongly that they're very serious about it, and we'll make a deal. And when the deal is made, I don't think we talk about security. Everyone's talking about the other day. All they talked about was security. I said, let me make the deal first. I have to make.
Well, why shouldn't they talk about security? Because security has to be a part of the deal. All they talk about is security. All they talk about is security. How are you going to make a deal without having security? Here we go.
The deal first. I don't worry about security right now. We have to have a deal because right now, last week, 2,000 soldiers died on both sides. 2,000. And they're losing 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 a week. So as we sit here.
So we already know he don't know what the fuck he talking about. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 a week. He has absolutely no idea what he's talking about. So let's continue.
When we talk, people are getting shot and dying on the battlefield. And, they're not American soldiers, but they're Russian soldiers and they're Ukrainian soldiers.
So they're not American soldiers, but they're Russian. The Russian death comes first. They wouldn't be shot and dying if they take their asses home. But they're not Americans, but they're Russians and Ukrainians. Okay, let's continue.
And we want to be able to stop it.
The best part, this incredible.
Hold on, let me get beyond this commercial because I want to get to the ignorant part. Well, I think we're starting.
Spend money on other things. We don't want to. This is a tremendous amount of money, and what the Biden did.
This is a tremendous amount of money. That's what it. Okay, so now we finna flip the script.
Administration did was terrible. They were giving money, but he had no security on the money. Europe, as
so you don't want to give the security. You don't even want to talk about the security of the people. But then you're going to turn right around and say Biden didn't give our allies any security of the money. What security of the money was he supposed to get? But you can't talk about the security of the people. Let's continue.
As you know, gave much less money, but they had security. It was in the form of a loan. They get that.
Now, we have already dismantled that. He's saying that they were giving loans in the Europeans were giving loans. Let's see that again.
In a week. So as we sit here and we talk, people are getting shot and dying on the battlefield. And, they're not American soldiers, but they're Russian soldiers and they're Ukrainian soldiers. And we want to be able to stop it. And we want to be able also to spend money on other things. We don't want to. This is a tremendous amount of money. And what the Biden administration did was terrible. They were giving money, but he had no security on the money. Europe, as you know, gave much less money, but they had security. It was in the form of.
Europe gave less money, but they had securities. It was loans. I've already showed you where Macron corrected that lie. So I don't know why he keeps saying that lie other than he's just a prolific liar. Let's continue.
Form of a loan. They get their money back and we didn't. And now at least we're protected because the American taxpayer has to be protected too. But
protected from what? If you want to protect us, let this tax cut for the rich in and not have the middle class have to pay more in taxes to give them this tax cut. Since you care so much about the American taxpayer being protected. But let's continue.
This is an incredible agreement for Ukraine because we have a big investment in their country now. And what they.
So what's so in it? Because we have a big investment in their country, what makes it a great deal for Ukraine? This is an incredible deal for Ukraine because we have so much money invested in them. Are you saying you're going to invest more money in them to help them repair their fucking country? No, you're talking about the money spent that you want to get these mineral rights. We're easing up to what this motherfucker really wants. Yeah, I ain't talking.
They have.
I guess I'm talking.
Very few people have, and we're able to really go forward with very, very high tech things and many other things, including weaponry. weaponry that we're going to use in many locations, but that we need for our country.
Mr. President,
This allows us to do that.
Military aid.
Yes, go ahead, please.
If I can just, yes. In the document, there is one of the very important points if we speak about business and investment. We never had LNG terminals in Ukraine. This document will open. I mean, the next document, but anyway, here we see in the framework, we see really goodwill for this. LNG terminals for us is very important, and I think for security of European continent. We have the biggest storage, gas storage. We have the biggest in Europe. Yes, and we can use it. Use it for LNG. Use it for LNG, and we will do it. And really, we can help Europe because Europe really helped. President Trump said that they made less support, but they are our friends and they are our very supportive partners. They really gave a lot, Mr. President. They really.
So he's correcting him. He said, no, they really gave a lot. Trump said they gave less support, but they really gave a lot. Okay, let's continue.
The war stopped and get them back to normalization. I think that's going to happen. We've had very good talks on both sides, as you know.
Like the U.S. is on your side. The President Trump.
Oh, and I would be remiss to tell you that there was a reporter from the Russian-owned television who was allowed to be here when the Associated Press is still banned from any press conferences because they would not call the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America. So we have Russian media allowed, but the Associated Press was still not allowed. It's still banned. Let's continue.
Is on your side at this moment.
I think he will be.
Are your drainage holes often?
Hold on. No, my drainage isn't clogged. Not often. Let's continue.
We've had very, very good talk. Remembered as a peacemaker. This would be against the bullets that are being and other things that are being shot. So all I can do.
He wants to be remembered as a peacemaker. Let's continue.
Is see if I can get everybody at the table and get an agreement. I think we're going to end up with an agreement. Otherwise, I wouldn't probably be even here today.
Mr. President, I've got two questions for you. You think ultimately your legacy will be the peacemaker and not the president that led this country into another war and ended foreign wars? And I've got a question.
I hope it will. I mean, I hope I'm going to be remembered as a peacemaker. This would be a great thing if we could do this. I'm doing this to save lives more than anything else. Second is to save a lot of money, but I consider that to be far less important. So I hope I'm.
Bullshit. Let's continue.
Will Europe put people there? I know France is going to. I know the UK is going to. I know other countries are going to, and they happen to be.
Now they're talking about.
We won't have to.
They're talking about peacekeeping. So hopefully we won't have to send our people there because they're going to be people from Europe there. But we're going to be getting all the minerals.
As much because I'm looking forward to getting it done quickly, very quickly.
Does that mean you'll provide security guarantees, Mr. President?
I don't want to talk about security yet because I want to get the deal done. You know, you fall into the same trap like everybody else. 1 million times you say it over and over. I want to get the deal done. Security is so easy. That's about 2% of the problem. I'm not worried about security.
If it's 2% of the problem, why is Russia there again now? Because they broke their deal already. If they hadn't broke their prior deal, they wouldn't be here. So we're going to get into the breaking of the deals, and he's going to blame it on Obama, Biden, and he's just going to ignore the deal that they broke when he was in office. Let's continue.
I'm worried about getting the deal done. The security is the easy part. Security is very nice. Everybody stopped shooting. And now will Europe put people there? I know France is going to. I know the UK is going to. I know other countries are going to, and they happen to be right next door. We haven't committed, but we could conceivably, we have security in a different form. We'll have workers there digging, taking the raw earth so that we can create.
So he told you that all of these European countries are going to have peace. We're going to have workers there digging. He can't commit that they're going to have peacekeepers there. So you think the peacekeepers are going to be securing your workers? Let's continue.
Create a lot of great product in this country. So in that sense,
they're going to create a lot of great product in this country. But I thought the whole point of getting the minerals out of the raw earth was to pay us back. So do you mean that the United States is in business of making products to sell to the American? What are products made for but to sell? Are these free products that are going to be made after you pull? See, I'm telling you, it is not about they owe us money back. He's going to give it to the oligarchs. Let me go back a little bit on this.
About 2% of the problem. I'm not worried about security. I'm worried about getting the deal done. The security is the easy part. Security is very nice. Everybody stopped shooting. And now will Europe put people there? I know France is going to. I know the UK is going to. I know other countries are going to, and they happen to be right next door. We haven't committed, but we could conceivably. We have security in a different form. We'll have workers there digging, taking the raw earth so that we can create a lot of great product in this country. So in that sense, you have something, but we haven't determined that yet. I will say, in speaking to France and in speaking to, and they were here, as you know, last week and just the other day, they have committed to a lot of security. I don't think you're going to need much security. I think once this deal gets done, it's over. Russia's not going to want to go back, and nobody's going to want to go back. When this deal ends, I really believe this deal is going to be over. Please go ahead. Go ahead.
Thank you. Mr. President, thank you. You had Mr. Macron and Keir Starmer at the White House this past week, both of whom praised your courage and conviction to lead the pathway towards peace.
Yes.
Part of that involved, though, re-engaging Russia in diplomatic relations, something that previous leaders lacked the conviction to do so. What gave you the moral conviction to step forward and lead that?
Well, I love this guy. Who are you with?
One American News, sir.
Well, that's why I like him. One American News does a great job. I like the question. I think it's a very good question. It's a pathway to peace. It's a pathway to getting something solved. And I feel that as the head of this country, I have an obligation to do that. Plus, we're very much involved. We got involved. It's too bad we got involved because there should have been no involvement, because there should have been no war. And there shouldn't have been October 7th. That would have never happened. As you know, Iran was broke. They had no money to give to Hezbollah. They had no money to give to Hamas. They were stone cold broke. And then under Biden, they became rich as hell. They went from no money to $300 billion in a period of 4 years. And they gave a lot of that money away. And you see what happened. And that's a real mess also that we hope to be able to solve. But no, I appreciate your question very much. It's just, I feel I have an obligation to try and do something to stop the death.
If I can answer. Yes, if I can answer, sorry. Please.
And I do like your clothing, by the way.
Yeah, really?
Even though I think he's a great guy, by the way. But I don't know if you two like each other, but you know what? I think he's dressed.
I like this guy.
I think he's dressed beautiful.
So I have more serious things than answer on such questions. I will answer on more serious questions if I can. Yeah, so please, about security guarantees and about just ceasefire. We can't just speak about ceasefire and speak. It will not work. Just ceasefire will never work, because I'm like the president. I have this experience, and not only me. Empty. If our storage is empty, we can't defend our land. Today, he knows that we have all the world knows that we have meeting. Yes. Why he's using ballistic? Putin today using ballistic.
Now, Now he's embarrassed because he knows that they have a meeting and he's over there bombing them with ballistic missiles. Did you hear CNN? They're talking about and they're not talking about the context of shit that really matters in this meeting. So they just keep playing over and over and over again of these two idiots not letting him get a word out edgewise, but they don't have anything to say about him saying that Russia wants this to stop as they're bombing them with ballistic missiles today. Look at his face. Look at his face.
Because his soldiers afraid, Putin's soldiers afraid of our soldiers when we're strong enough. If we are not strong enough, if we are empty, if our storage is empty, we can't defend our land. Today, he knows that we have all the world knows that we have meeting. Yes, why he's using ballistic? Putin today using ballistic on our hospitals, schools, and it says ballistic. So he knows that we are here and that President Trump is really have goodwill to stop this war. And you hear now the president. So why he's using? So he doesn't want to stop. He doesn't want. But I hope that we.
But what did you hear? What did you hear? Trump repeatedly say that Zelenskyy doesn't want. Zelenskyy wants to keep fighting. Zelenskyy wants to keep fighting. He don't want to stop. He wants to keep fighting, but he ain't said nothing about this fact that Zelenskyy told him that they are being bombed with ballistic missiles on today. And they are keep playing him just repeat the same thing over and over and over. Wake up, people. This is bullshit. Let me move a little further.
This is war of Russia against Ukraine and Ukrainian people. So these two sides will be at the will be at the negotiation table. Then, of course, United States, like the strongest partner of the UK. It's a fact. And when he will go there, if we will not stay, you will fight. Your American soldiers. It doesn't matter. Do you have ocean or not? Your soldiers destroyed us. He lost 700,000 people, 700,000 soldiers. He lost everything. Yes.
Mr. President, one more.
Please, go ahead.
When did you last speak with President Putin? And what did he say?
A couple of days ago.
And what did he tell you that gave you the assurance that he wanted peace?
Well, that's what I do. My whole life is deals. I know pretty good. And
this is a non-answer. She said, what did he say to let you know that he wanted peace? And this is what I do all my life. I make deals. That's not what she asked you, you ignoramus. I'm sorry.
I've known him for a long time. I've dealt with him for a long time. He had to suffer through the Russia hoax. Russia was a hoax.
Okay. She asked him, what did he say that let you know that he wanted a deal? Now he goes into what he had to suffer through the Russia hoax. Then he's going to the Biden computer and all of this bullshit. Never answered that question. Never answered. That was the question that brought him into all of that shit. So you guys can watch all of that propaganda to answer that question. Let's go a little further. Hold on. I gotta get this commercial out of the way. Let me skip this. Okay.
Well, we'll take a look at the time. We have a lot of area. It's a very big area we're talking about. So we'll take a look. I'll study that. It went well. I think we're going to have a deal.
On the minerals deal, Mr. President, some of those minerals are in the east of Ukraine, not far from the front lines and in areas that Russia has occupied. Will you direct President Putin to withdraw his forces from those areas if there's U.S. interest?
Well, we'll take a look at the time.
So that's a no. I'm not gonna tell Putin to give back any of their land.
We have a lot of area. It's a very big area we're talking about. So we'll take a look. I'll study that and I'll see.
And who would protect?
Now, okay, who will protect? Let's see.
Those minerals, if they are U.S. interests, would that be Ukrainian
They'll be
forces?
protected. The
European
agreement
forces,
will protect them.
U.S.
The
forces?
agreement, yeah, we're signing an
He's,
agreement.
I don't understand. I just don't understand why anybody, well, they'll be protected. The agreement will protect it. They'll be protected. She's telling you there on the line where Russia has encroached upon Ukraine, and they may be on that side, but you're not going to say that you are going to tell them that they have to give Ukraine back their land. Even though you're saying you have, they'll be protected. This is the dumbest shit ever. Oh my God.
Wait a minute.
Right, but what if Russia tries to invade or there's Russian aggression in response?
I just told you, I don't think that's going to happen. And if that were going to happen,
You don't think it's going to happen, but how do you assure it's not going to happen? Because you don't want to talk about the security or anything. Let's continue.
I wouldn't make a deal. If I thought that was going to happen, I wouldn't make a deal.
Some people may wonder why.
They ought to focus on CNN on survival, not asking me these ridiculous questions. Focus on surviving, because CNN's got such low ratings. I don't think they're going to survive.
And you got press here. We're talking about war. We're talking about people's lives, and they're laughing at this idiot. Like, it's so funny. Let's continue.
I already mentioned Poland. Poland was under Russian control for decades after the Second World War. When I was a kid, I looked at the United States not only as a most powerful country, richest country in the world, the country that has great music, great movies, great muscle cars, but also as a force for good. And now I'm talking with my friends in Poland, and they are worried that you align yourself too much with Putin. What's your message for them?
Well, if I didn't align myself with both of them, you'd never have a deal. You want me to say, really?
Because you aligned yourself with Putin, you don't have a deal. See, bullshit. No, you defeat this shit. I align myself with both of them. And we haven't even gotten to okay, here we go, to this motherfucking JD Vance and this bullshit.
I want to respond to this. So look, for 4 years in the United States of America, we had a president
What
who
is
stood
he
up.
responding to?
It's very tough for me to make a deal with that kind of hate. He's got tremendous hatred. And I understand that, but I can tell you the other side isn't exactly in love with, him either.
Well, why wouldn't he have tremendous hatred? He said Zelenskyy has tremendous hatred. But the other side, they're not too favorable for him. Well, obviously they have tremendous hatred because they came and invaded them and stole children and killed them for their land. So they don't have hatred. Well, you can't say that he can't say that Vladimir has hatred, but Zelenskyy has hatred because he was invaded. Do you hear this?
So it's not a question of alignment. I'm aligned with the world. I want to get the thing set. I'm aligned with Europe. I want to see if we can get this thing done. You want me to be tough? I could be tougher than any human being you've ever seen. I'd be so tough, but you're never going to get a deal that way. So that's the way it goes. All right, one more question.
I want to respond to this. So look, for 4 years in the United States of America, we had a president who stood up at press conferences and talked tough about Vladimir Putin, and then Putin invaded Ukraine and destroyed a significant chunk of the country. The path to peace and the path to prosperity is maybe engaging in diplomacy. We tried the pathway of Joe Biden of thumping our chest and pretending that the president of the United States' words mattered more than the president of the United States' actions.
But what you want us to believe that this president of the United States word means something because he doesn't even want to talk about securing the deal to the point where they ask something of the invader of a country to ensure that they will not once again invade a country that this is their second time invading. Bitch.
What makes America a good country is America engaging in diplomacy. That's what President Trump is doing.
Can I ask you,
Sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So he occupied it, our parts, big parts of Ukraine, part of East and Crimea. So he occupied it on 2014. So
2014. So we gonna forget about that. No, he ain't gonna let you get it. See, that's why he mad, because he ain't gonna let you forget that this is not the first time. Why you trying to blame something on Biden? We gonna give you the real history, bitch. Let's go.
during a lot of years, so I'm not speaking about just Biden, but those time was Obama, then President Obama, then President Trump, then President Biden, now President Trump, and God bless, now President Trump will stop him. But during 2014, nobody stopped him. He just occupied and took. He killed people. You know what the contact
2015.
2014.
2014 and
2014. Yeah. So he killed.
He don't even know what he's talking about. 2015. Yeah, 2015. Okay. So now they're on their heels. Here we go.
Not here.
Yeah, but
that's exactly right.
Yes, but during 2014 till 2022, the situation the same. The people are been dying on the contact line. Nobody stopped him. You know that we had conversations with him, a lot of conversation, my bilateral conversation, and we signed with him, me, like a new president. In 2019, I signed with him the deal.
Using the right
So
weight man.
now he's gonna let you know in 2019 he signed a deal with him. Who was the president? Who was the president in 2020? What president did he break this deal under? Let's continue. But they're going to start yelling and screaming because they don't want you to hear the fact.
Well, the situation the same. The people are been dying on the contact line. Nobody stopped him. You know that we had conversations with him, a lot of conversation, my bilateral conversation, and we signed with him, me, like a new president. In 2019, I signed with him the deal. I signed with him, Macron and Merkel. We signed ceasefire. All of them told me that he will never go. We signed him with gas contract. Yes, but after that, he broke this ceasefire. He killed our people and he didn't exchange prisoners. We signed the exchange of prisoners, but he didn't do it. What kind of diplomacy, JD, you are speaking about? What do you mean?
I'm talking about the kind of diplomacy that's going to.
What kind of diplomacy? What is that? What was that but diplomacy that he broke? Now, see, this is why this motherfucker, now they're going to start talking all over him. Now, see, that was listen, I came in at the end of the press conference. I didn't even hear this segment where he calmly said, like, motherfucker, what the fuck you talking about? We did all of this. He didn't exchange prisoners with us. None of this. Now here comes the defense. They are all in their feelings.
Going to end the destruction of your country.
Yes, but if you
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful.
He killed our people, and he didn't exchange prisoners. We signed the exchange of prisoners, but he didn't do it. What kind of diplomacy, JD, you are speaking about? What do you mean?
I'm talking about the kind of diplomacy that's going to end the destruction of your country.
Yes, but if you
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come into the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media right now.
Oh, try to litigate it in front of the American media. I think it's disrespectful for you to come in here and say that you have already tried all types of diplomacy with this person who we set and voted on the world stage that we will not even say he did nothing wrong to you, and vote with what was it, Bucharest, China? No, China didn't vote with Russia. And how dare you come give us facts in front of the American media? And I can't defend myself. Let's continue.
Now you guys are going around and forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems. You should be thanking the president for trying to bring it into this conflict.
Have you ever been to Ukraine that you say what problems we have?
I have been to.
Count once.
I've actually watched and seen the.
No, have you ever been to Ukraine to say what kind of problems we have? No, you haven't. And he's talking about what he should be doing. Oh my God, this big fat tomato. I bet you that motherfucker. Oh my God. I bet you he can take a. Let me continue.
The stories, and I know what happens is you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. President.
A propaganda tour. And now look at 45, 47. He's like, oh, he's doing better than I can. A propaganda tour. Ugh.
Do you disagree that you've had problems bringing people into your military? And do you think that it's respectful to come to the Oval Office of the United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to?
When did he attack the administration? He stated facts. Now they take facts as an affront, as an attack. Did he say that you're lying about this diplomacy that you got with France and Germany? And no. When did he attack them? He gave them facts, and they are attacked. Okay, let's continue. And when are you going to let him answer this barrage of questions? Never. Not never. That's not never.
Trying to prevent the destruction of your country.
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
First of all, during the war, everybody has problems. Even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God bless.
And he has not said a more truthful word. Now Trump is upset. How dare you say we're gonna feel something in the future? See, Trump don't believe fat meat is greasy. Trump think that he can go around and talk to people and treat our allies like shit. Like we don't need our allies, they need us more. I think we all need each other. But to try to talk to this man like he's a child, like he's doing something wrong for defending his nation and risking our reputation with our own allies is ludicrous. It's ludicrous what happened today in this White House. And it was totally disgusting. And I'm going to let this play and I ain't going to say shit else. And I'm going to highlight y'all comments.
Bless. You don't know that.
God bless. God bless. You will not have a war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because you're in no position to dictate that.
That's exactly what you're doing.
You're in no position to dictate what we're going to feel. We're going to feel very good.
Feel influenced.
We're going to feel very good and very strong.
You will feel influenced.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position, and he happens to be right about it.
From the very beginning of the war.
You're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having cards. Right now, you don't. You're playing cards. You're playing cards. You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III. And what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country. That's back to you. Far more than a lot of people said they should have.
Have you said thank you once? This entire meeting? No, in this entire meeting, have you said thank you? You went to Pennsylvania and campaigned for the opposition in October. Offer some words of appreciation for the United States of America and the president who's trying to save your.
Now he's talking about what he did and said words of appreciation because he went and had some words. I think it was a Harris event or some dumb shit. And have you even said thank you today? He said, and then he said, yes, I've already said thank you today. So this is some bullshit. And now they're going back. But this administration, let's be clear. This administration had not put no motherfucking money in Congress to go to them. Anything that they have gotten under this administration have already been approved through Congress to get to him. The only thing that they have, this administration, the only thing they can do is say when they get the money that was allotted under Biden's administration. So all of this, you don't respect what we're doing for you. You're not doing shit for them. You're trying to get them to agree to a ceasefire so you can get their mineral rights, and that's it, and that is all. And you're not asking for no guarantees from the dictator that invaded their country not once but twice. After being all of these diplomatic deals that they had, y'all trying to play him for a motherfucking fool while y'all sitting up here looking like some motherfucking fools. And look at this motherfucking redneck, a whole motherfucking redneck sticking out of that shirt collar. I'm gonna end this.
Country.
When they say, hold on, a commercial. I'm pissed. Oh, every time I watch this, I get pissed. I apologize. Oh.
Please, you think that if you will speak very loudly about the war, you
He's
can...
not speaking loudly. He's not speaking loudly. Your country is in big trouble.
Can I
Wait a
answer?
minute. No,
Can
you've
I
done a lot
answer?
of talking. Your country is in...
Oh, so now he can't even talk. No, you done a lot of talking. No, you can't speak. You done too much talking. Look at this shit.
Big trouble.
I know.
You're not winning. You're not winning this. You have a damn good chance of coming out okay because of us.
Mr. President, we are staying in our country, staying strong from the very beginning of the war. We've been alone, and we are thankful. I said thanks
You haven't
in
been
this
alone.
cabinet.
You
and
haven't
not
been
only
alone.
in this cabinet.
I said thanks in this cabinet. And see, they try and he's talking over him. He said, "This is some bullshit." Okay, I'm done.
He gave you, through
I
this
said
stupid president, $350 billion.
You voted
We gave
for
you
your
military equipment,
You
and you
voted
men
for
are
your
brave,
president.
but they had to use our military.
What about
If you didn't have
You
our
invited
military
me-
equipment,
You invited
if
me
you
to
didn't
speak.
have our military equipment, this war would have been over in 2 weeks.
In 3
okay?
days, I heard it from Putin. In 3 days, this is something
Maybe
new.
less.
In 2 weeks, of course, yes.
It's going to be a very hard thing to do business like this. I
Again,
tell you.
just say thank you.
I said a lot of
Except
times
that there,
thank you
except
to
that-
American people.
Except that there are disagreements, and let's go litigate those disagreements rather than trying to fight it out in the American media when you're wrong. We know that you're wrong.
But you see, I think it's good for the American people to see what's going on.
I understand, sir.
I think it's very
I understand.
important.
Okay. So that's what happened. That's what happened. How do you feel about how your American president
That's why I kept this going so long.
and vice president acted? And let's hear the last caveat from this buffoon, that this ought to be great TV. He said he think that this is great TV. Let's hear it.
You have to be thankful. You don't have the
I'm
cards.
thankful.
You're buried there. Your people are dying.
tell you
You're
again,
running
I
low
know.
on soldiers.
Don't-
Listen,
don't, please,
you're running
Mr.
low
President.
on soldiers. It would be a damn good thing.
Mr.
And
President.
then you tell us, I don't want a ceasefire. I don't want a ceasefire. I want to go and I want this. Look, if you can.
So he says, you said, I don't want to ceasefire. I want to go and I want to this, because he's lying. Because if he said, I don't want to ceasefire, and he said, because I want to, he would have told you, he said, I don't want to ceasefire because I want X, Y, and Z specifically. That's how you know he's lying. You said you don't want to ceasefire because I want to go and I want to this, that, and that's why you know he's lying. That's why you know he's lying. Because if that's what he said, he would have known what he said after that.
You could get a ceasefire right now. I tell you, you take it so the bullets stop flying and your men stop getting killed.
Of course, we want to stop the war.
But you're saying you don't want a ceasefire.
But I said to you,
I want a
with
ceasefire.
guarantees.
Because you'll get a ceasefire faster than an agreement.
Ask our people about ceasefire, what they think.
That wasn't
doesn't
with
matter
me.
for you what-
That
what
wasn't
is-
with me.
It
That was
wasn't
with
you.
a guy named Biden, who was not a smart person.
This
That
is
was
your-
with,
this
that
is
was with
your
Obama.
president. It was your president.
Excuse me. That was with Obama, who gave you sheets, and I gave you javelins.
Yes.
I gave you the javelins to take out all those tanks. Obama gave you sheets. In fact, the statement is Obama gave sheets and Trump gave javelins. You got to be more thankful, because let me tell you, you don't have the cards. With us, you have the cards. But without us, you don't have any cards.
One more question to Mr. Vice President. I'm sorry.
It's going to be a tough deal to make
Um,
because the attitudes have to change.
What if Russia breaks ceasefire? What if Russia breaks peace talks? What will you do then? I understand that it's a heated conversation right now.
What are you saying?
She's asking, what if Russia breaks the ceasefire?
What if anything? What if a bomb drops on your head right now? Okay? What if they broke?
And she has a very valid point because they don't want to talk about that. We can talk about that some other time. So why she has a valid point, and what is the best that he can say? What if a bomb drops on your head right now? Can you? Now, this is a very valid question. I was hoping. Let me.
Broke it. I don't know. They broke it with Biden because Biden, they didn't respect him. They didn't respect Obama.
Okay, so you're admitting they broke it. But you're not going to admit what they broke under you. That treaty that they signed in 2019 that was broken under you. Let's continue.
Respect me. Let me tell you, Putin went through a hell of a lot with me. He went through a phony witch hunt where they used him and Russia. Yeah.
Poor Putin, he went through so much. You should let him invade a sovereign nation. He's been through so much. Okay, I'm gonna let this finish. And let you hear him say this was great TV. I'm done.
Did you ever hear of that deal? That was a phony Hunter Biden, Joe Biden scam. Hillary Clinton, Shifty Adam Schiff. It was a Democrat scam.
Did anybody make sense out of this sentence? What this is a nonsensical, just a word salad of his key words that he Shifty Schiff, Hillary Clinton, Hunter Biden, the computer. Have you ever how is that answering her question? What if they break the agreement, which they have? You just admitted they broke it under Biden and Obama because they didn't respect them. So what they did was they broke the. You think they respect you? You think they respect you?
And he had to go through that, and he did go through it. We didn't end up in a war, and he went through it. He was accused of all that stuff. He had nothing to do with it. It came out of Hunter Biden's bathroom. It came out of Hunter Biden's bedroom.
What is it? What the fuck? What is this it that he's even talking about?
It was disgusting. And then they said, oh, the laptop from hell was made by Russia. The 51 agents. The whole thing was a scam. And he had to put up with that. He was being accused of all that stuff. All I can say is this. He might have broken deals with Obama and Bush, and he might have broken them with Biden. He did, maybe. Maybe he didn't. I don't know what happened.
He did, maybe. I don't know what happened. You don't need, listen. And they are playing this up. If anybody tell you that this idiot won the day with this bullshit, what happened today is a disgrace and is a total embarrassment. And if the Republican Senate and Congress do not speak up, and it is my opinion that this man and his vice president are unfit to run this country. That is my opinion.
But he didn't break it with me. He wants to make a deal. I don't know if you can make a deal. The problem is I've empowered you to be a tough guy. And I don't think you'd be a tough guy without the United States. And your people are very brave. But you're either going to make a deal or we're out. And if we're out, you'll fight it out. I don't think it's going to be pretty, but you'll fight it out. But you don't have the cards. But once we sign that deal, you're in a much better position. But you're not acting at all thankful. And that's not a nice thing. I'll be honest, that's not a nice thing. All right, I think we've seen enough. What do you think? Huh? This is going to be great television, I will say that. All right, we'll see what we can do about putting it together. Thanks, sir.
I need the back of this.
All right, guys. The link is pinned. Anybody want to have any comments? That was a lot. Only thing he cares about is those minerals, and you are exactly correct. I'm convinced he has dementia. Child, he ain't gonna do nothing. He's not gonna do shit. None of this means anything because Putin got Trump under his thumb. I definitely agree with you. It's good to see you, the only empress. Only thing he cares about. Oh, okay, I saw that. I wish Zelenskyy would have done an interview with the Midas touch, Don Lemon, or Roland Martin. I wish he had done or Rachel Maddow, because she's intelligent. We have a bunch of people who don't even know history up here talking, asking questions on talking points. And if they're right-wing media, they are Russian talking points that they're coming from. So I just have to vent. If I hurt y'all, I know a lot of y'all had to turn down your volume in your devices. I apologize because this shit got me heated. That we out here looking like some dingbats. All right, guys. Please be sure you hit the like button. I thank you guys for helping me get my goals. Yes, Rachel Maddow would have been great. I thank you guys for helping me reach my goals. Go through if you want to. There are a couple of more videos that I have in my link about the dissenting opinions about this clown show that we saw. So check it out. I hope you guys have a great remainder of your weekend. I appreciate you for coming through. Oh, let me show you some of these posts that I dissenting opinions. Trump already made it obvious he has no intention of supporting Ukraine with additional aid while blatantly siding with Russia and offending unwarranted concessions in advance. I'm glad Zelenskyy spoke out and didn't take Trump and Vance abuse. There was nothing left to lose. Exactly. Here's another one. Eric Swallow. Absolute admiration for President Zelenskyy. The guy has ball. He went into the Oval Office and stood up to Russia's best negotiators. Let's see what this one is. Brian Kareem. I have covered presidential politics for over 40 years. This was the most juvenile display by a president and vice president I have ever seen. Other presidents treated their enemies with more respect. This is a low point and a dark day for the U.S. Ben Rose says these are not political or news cycle issues. Trump is transforming what the United States is as a country in the world into a far-right, authoritarian, transactional, valueless oligarchy aligned with the world's autocrats. Okay, let me enlarge this. Hold on. Oligarchs. I said autocrats, oligarchs. And so, dear Europe, we are on our own. Way too much time and opportunities have been wasted on false illusion and self-deceit. But we have to deal with what we have. There's always a way to go for those who don't give up and never accept surrender and death as an option. Ukraine has been a more than vivid illustration of the fact that we can do it. The heart of the free world gets back to the eastern side of the Atlantic, and we will pull this through together as America unfortunately abandons reasons for madness. It was like, Zelenskyy, get home. We Europeans, we are going to stick behind you. Now let's see what the dummy wrote. Let's see what the dummy put out. Okay. A statement from President 4547. We had a very meaningful meeting in the White House today. Much was learned that could never be understood without conversation under such fire and pressure. It is amazing what comes out through emotion. I have determined that President Zelenskyy is not ready for peace if America is involved because he feels our involvement gives him a big advantage. Well, if he felt that our involvement gave him such a big advantage, it seems like he would be ready for peace. But the double talk. I want peace. He disrespected the United States of America in its cherished Oval Office. He can come back when he's ready for peace. I guess they're going all in on the ignorance. So that's all I got for you guys. I think that America is going to be an island upon it by itself, up upholding the fat cats in an ocean by ourselves with no more allies. That's it. Just seems like what we are destined to. I'm telling you, all these other nations who are aligning with each other to boost their strength and not having to actually deal with America and its sinking dollar. So I just definitely think that that is what we are, an island within ourselves, and we have these sycophants who will do anything. I'm going to stop drinking if I get the job. Will do anything to bow the knee to this one right here. So I hope you guys enjoy my presentation, and remember, it is not $350 billion. I hope you guys have a great day. Oh, no worry, Ronnie Q. We feel just like you are. Thanks for caring. I do care. I appreciate you guys who hung out with me today. And let me bang my head up against the computer screen because this was crazy. And oh, Ness, by the way, bitch, nobody can humble me, ho. Especially two motherfuckers who have to get their dates off the internet, bitch. Girl, bye. Your whole life hasn't humbled you. How do you think anything has humbled me, you stupid hoe? All right, have a good day. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye bye.